Three, two, one. Okay, awesome. There we go. Um, oh, hey everybody, how's it going? How is it going? I am just trying to get everything set up. I was good, of course. As soon as I hit play, everything went away. Um, but everybody, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see, is this where yes. Okay, perfect. Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Monday, how's it going? Uh, it's Monday. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, for those on the other platforms over at the Facebook group, how are you? Let me know if you're there. You gotta let me know who you are because you just not letting me know. Same thing for on YouTube. I know platforms don't like to say all the other things, so yeah, be good. But on the YouTube, let me know who you are over there. Um, we can go ahead and get this kicked off. I just need to pull up the chat over on each platform. So give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. Got that done. The two is good, and then we just have the. But hey guys, look, how is it going? It is Monday. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome back. So now I'm doing these 2 days a week. It just feels like I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I appreciate you being here. Hey, Muriel, Angelica, look, we got talking to do. We got a lot of talking to do, right? I told you to hop on the live tonight in GA. Which camera is this? This is Facebook. Sorry, Facebook. Y'all going dark for me. I just my camera is a little bit smudged. In Facebook, y'all can see the groceries on my kitchen table for the those just never put them away. Trying to be an adult. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody over on TikTok, how do you guys do? TFU. Who is this? Arlie? Welcome. I think it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. This movie, of course, I think. We also we got Ms. Risen Notary. Appreciate you being here. We have somebody that just has a heart. Welcome, Eddie. Welcome. Robin, welcome. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? Talk to us. Lisa, y'all. Betty Hall, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. I appreciate you guys being here. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. Let's get this intro out of the way. Before we run out of intro music, I gotta restart. Well, y'all don't know I restarted it, right? Unless I tell you. But everybody, welcome in. My name is Ladera Ward. I'm with the Notary Know How Georgia. I am a commissioned notary in the beautiful, beautiful peach state of Georgia. It's hot right now, y'all. It's hot. It's hot. Georgia is Jordan. I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. So yeah, I've been a notary uh, in the state of Georgia going on 4 years now. I was a notary prior to that over in the state of Utah. I was a work notary, had no idea what I was doing. So now that I've seen that that is the case, I decided to create a space where notaries can get together, we can grow, we can learn, we can chat, we can talk about random stuff in the business that people don't talk about any other place because they gatekeepers. We don't do that over here. This is a space where the information flows and it flows freely, right? So if you're here, expect to get your questions answered and also expect to participate, right? 'Cause that's what we do over here. Just because you started business for yourself does not mean you have to run it behind yourself. That's one of the sayings that I absolutely love. So if you are a brand new notary, welcome. If you are a seasoned notary, welcome back. And if you don't even know what the heck a notary is and thinking about getting started in it, welcome as well. Welcome to you. So I love that you guys are here. So what else? Oh, real quick housekeeping things. Y'all, we respect each other here. We don't talk down on each other here. We build each other up because the stronger that you build the person next to you, the better your life will be. Like for real. Because the community grows together. So that's the first thing. Second thing, if you have a question, go ahead and ask them. The only dumb question is the question that's never asked. And I stand on that. I stand on that. If you have a question, ask it. If you have a comment, share it. Because we're here to learn and grow and do all of this together. Yeah, we'll do that hiding things over here. If you got a question for me, and if you think it's too personal, but guess what? As soon as we get off this live, I'll give you a call and I'll talk all about it, right? But I'm an open book. There's nothing that's too personal. What else? What else? Oh, notary by community. Only TikTok can see this. TikTok, see the thing right here that I'm circling? This is called the notary by community. It is amazing. There's a ton of resources. I don't have very limited time, so let's get through it. There's a ton of resources. There's a number of free courses in this community. I'm talking about stuff that people while you're listening to my beautiful raspy voice, because I'm still getting over a cold, go to the link and go to my profile. There's a link. It's the only link that's there. I made it easy for you. There's three questions. You gotta answer those three questions. It'll send me a notification. I'll let you know that community, and then you have free access to it, right? If you are a Georgia notary, this is the cool thing about it. If you're a Georgia notary, we have a closed Georgia notary group inside the community where we can talk more things Georgia. We can dive deep into it. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it. Georgia has changed a bunch of stuff. They crack it down on this. So better do yourself a favor and get in that community. It's free. But anything else? Oh, other platforms, it is saved in the pinned comments in the chat for you guys. So make sure you go ahead and look at that. And with that said, let's go ahead and change the music to our normal ambiance. Because I'm through with the intro music. Let's turn this up so I can focus. Mm, mm, mm. I like to have fun. If y'all here, y'all new here, I love to have fun. We have fun over here. Yes, I put chapstick on numerous times during this thing. I will drink numerous times water. That is, I will consume water out of my Panda Express cup. I like to drink water out of this because I can see if there's floaties in here, and if there are, I pour it out. So I love my clear cups. I put on chapstick. I do all the things, but guess what? We have a good time, and y'all, my hope is that you leave fulfilled. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. This session may be a little bit different than normal. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Look, Michael, I just texted my notary buddy. I'm waiting for her to respond. Sorry, Facebook, y'all may disappear for a quick second. I'm waiting on her response. She has not responded yet. To see if what's going on. Michael, has she reached out to you? Has anybody in Georgia reached out to you for help with the hospital? Because I gave her all your information, and she's supposed to follow up. Hey, user for bunch of numbers 48361887567, whatever. I appreciate. I love sharing the content with you guys. So I appreciate that you appreciate me. But tonight may be a little bit different. I did have a new Georgia notary buddy that just joined the ranks, Ms. Muriel, Angelica. Um, Feel free to make sure you join the notary buddy community because we will talk a lot more over there. Well, I'm still trying to get the hang of it. I'm still trying to get the hang of that. But if you have questions, come up. I will. Y'all see how the screen is set up with me, and then all those little squares. It's set up so we can talk tonight, so we can talk back and forth. I am always, I am always open. Sorry, my throat's a little bit still. I am always open to answer all your questions. Just let y'all sit here for 45 minutes, an hour, just watching me talk, right? But if you got questions, come on up. Let's talk. Everybody loves when there's more than my face talking. Let me go back over to Facebook so I can see you guys. Hey, Tanya. Wow, Tanya. How's it going over there in Facebook world? Hey, Miss Tamika, and who is this? Miss Marilyn. I see you, Miss Marilyn. I see you. I see you over there. YouTube, sorry. Hey, YouTube. Still don't tell me your names. You just tell me handles, and it's users. So, hey, user. Ms. Miriam said the same time I say that she will join. Michael said the person hasn't reached out, so don't rush. But I'm just trying to see if what she's doing with her clients. So like, look, we need this within 30 days, not the end of this. If we need it within 30 days, we got to move. We cannot take 2 weeks to get started. Miss Nika, I am feeling better. I am feeling better. I think the worst of it was on Saturday and Sunday. I still ran out and did some appointments on Saturday. Y'all know I'm an open book. Remember how I always say I am not built for jail. I am not meant to be there. I am not any of that kind of stuff. So that's why I do what I do. Right? I know everybody's out of jail. Y'all tell me why y'all must have picked me up. Y'all see these? Jordan, you know what these are. I got a ticket for the first time, like since I was 19. I got a ticket when I was 19 for going 7 over in a very strict neighborhood. And I just paid it and got on the way with it. Oh, that's not even all of it. But I know some people being embarrassed telling y'all stuff like this. I don't care. I done got three of them. Three of them. Three of them. Damn. And I got to go to court. They got me because I didn't update my driver's license. So y'all, please update y'all driver's license for y'all new address. Y'all know I moved here 8 months ago. Get 60 days to update it. I ain't updated, so they got me. And insurance. Insurance. They got me on insurance. That's my fault. I'm gonna take fault on that one. because the insurance lapse. I went on vacation. I thought it was taken care of while I was gone on vacation. I come back, hop my ass in my truck and start driving around doing notary appointments left and right, and I got because they didn't have the insurance had lapse. So you guess who put insurance back on that car in like 15 minutes? The lady cop was really nice. Officer, whatever her name was, Officer Lady Pink. She was really nice. She didn't take me and keep me behind the bars because I didn't have my insurance and I didn't have my ID updated to represent my new address. So y'all, not only was I sick, I almost went my ass to jail. So, ugh, this weekend was rough. It was rough. Well, how was your weekend? Oh man. But yes, I am feeling much better. After that, I said no more appointments. I came home, got into bed immediately, went under the covers, and I just stayed there until like Monday morning. I refused to do anything. Um, right? Lisa said, "Do better." Right? Y'all know you gotta do better. Lisa, I would have been calling you. I'm like, girl, come get me out of here. But yeah, I thought the insurance was taken care of. I decided to go on vacation. I just was like, it's good, it's good. Nope. New policy did not go into effect. So it went into effect immediately after Lady Comp decided not to take me in. So I was like, let's get this resolved. So yeah, that was how my weekend went. But I still made a couple $100. So that wasn't too bad. Um, Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the real topic. Miss Angelica, I know this was like throwing like now you know me way more than you wanted to. Would you like to come up, or do you have the ability? I don't know how new you are on TikTok. Do you have the ability to come up and chat? Right. If you do, I will send. Let me know yes. Because I can send you the invite, but if you don't want to do it, then that stupid invite's going to be on your screen for like 180 seconds. And it's going to be in the way, so you can't see the chat. So let me know if you're well, if you have the ability. If you're too new on TikTok, you can't come up. But if you do have the ability to come up and join the chat, I know you have quite a few questions for me because you're going through and showing some love on my videos on the TikToks. What is this? Yeah, I can't accept that. Cannot accept that. But if you can't, that's okay. That's okay. Because I will just pull up some of the videos that you were commenting on, and I will just run through them and answer your questions. Because unless other people got questions, this is me and you tonight, sis. It's me and you. Cool. Okay, you don't have to show your face at all. You can just do audio. You don't have to turn the camera on. Because y'all think that I have a setup with lights and all that kind of stuff. I'm just in a corner in my apartment. Can't even tell that there's stuff on the side or behind me. Um, but I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the hearts. If y'all can do me one extra favor, I know I don't ask for this often. If you guys can like the video, like tap the screen, give me some hearts, and also if it's not too much of a problem, just share it out to a few people. Well, you ain't got to share it out. Just click the share button and click on copy link, and just come right back. You ain't got to do all that. Just I probably shouldn't say that, huh? Just let TikTok control some of that. Because since I don't go 5 days a week now, people tend to forget about me over here. But I'm still here because I used to go live 5 days a week. It was taking a toll on me. But y'all already know I had to put that to the side and actually run my business because running my notary business is how I make money. For those of you who wonder, um, I do. This is my main source of income. I don't have anything else that brings in substantial amounts of money. We did have a few rental properties; those are all gone. Um, we have one. The dude was on a rent to own. He paid everything off. It was a mobile home. So you think I'm talking about lots of it was a mobile home. TMI, I picked it up for like 4,500 bucks. I paid too much for it because I picked up one right next door for 1,500 bucks. The more you know, right? Um, Fixed it up, did enough for him to move in. He wanted to change it again any way you want to. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be yours in like 2 years. So do whatever you want to do. So he just made his last payment last month. So notary is my only source of income at this point. So I either need to buy some more mobile homes. So I have rental property, rental income coming in, or I got to step up my business. Which you guys remember, if you were here before, I decided to step up my business. So I'm trying to increase my notary business with the focus on apostilles. I'm just talking to Miss Angela says she's with me. But yeah, that's what I've been focusing on. So that is my number one thing. It's time you got me started for me. It was my own fault. It was my own fault. I should have. That's what I get for breaking the law. I'm always like, I'm gonna be the example, right? I'm always being made the example. But welcome in, my notary buddies. Until Miss Angelica is ready, let's talk about a few things. What have I been seeing out in the notary streets? We talked about this before. With my notary buddies, please, please stop overstepping our boundaries. Remember, five. This is going to answer, I think, one of Miss Angelica's questions. I give it to you guys by the five, right? What is our role as a notary? I call it five things. Yes, I know there's more than five, but these are five core things. The person that we're notarizing documents for, they got to appear before us. Whether that's person to person, chest to chest, face to face, or if you're in a state that allows wrong, you can do it electronically through the interwebs, right? Through the internet. So they must appear before us. We've got to verify their identity. They have to willingly sign a document. We sign, we notarize. Obviously, there's some things in between there, like if you accept an expired ID, you need to know that kind of stuff, right? Like I said, if they're physically appearing before you, they can be in person or on the computer if you can do wrong, right? So those are the core five. They appear before us, we verify their identity, they willingly sign the documents, we sign the documents, we put our stamp on it, we put our notarial seal on it. I was told today that I've been saying the word wrong. I say notarial. And so it's notarial because the way I say it, it sounds like Noto, but it's Ota. So the correct pronunciation is notarial. So somebody got on my case today about that. Somebody being my spouse. He's the pronunciation police. So anyway, that's what we do. Those are the core five. So if we are doing things outside of those core five, I'm gonna need y'all to know what you can and cannot do. I've been seeing too many of my notary buddies give legal advice. I know some states out there you can sign up and become a doc preparer. We ain't about to talk about that because it ain't my thing. You want to know somebody? Angelica, I think that's her name. Angelica, the apostille queen. She's in a state where she can do that. She talked about doc prep, right? Go ask her those questions. There's very few states, and Georgia is not one, so don't even think you can do it. Um, so Taylor, how's it going? Girl, you missed the story where I just talked about how I almost got arrested over the weekend. But Brianna said her boyfriend's the same way about the pronunciation police. Right? Here, I'll tell you about it. Yeah, they almost got me. No, I was just joking. It wasn't anything crazy. It was my insurance policy lapsed. I went on vacation and I came back and I found I was paid. And I just started driving, and of course, they got me. Of course, I get pulled over on a holiday weekend. And also, I didn't update the ID on my driver's license. Georgia's very strict about it, and so I got for that. But before I left that parking lot, I had insurance back in place, and I requested to get my ID address changed. So they let me go, now taking me to the clinker. So what my first time ever. Anyway, that's not what we talked about. Let's get back on track. So yeah, so we talked about those five, right? Those are the five things to do. So if you're doing something outside your notarial duties, please be careful. If you are doing clerical work, fine, fine. If you're doing apostille facilitation, fine. But when y'all are overstepping our bounds and we're offering legal advice, we can't do that. We cannot do that. I had another situation on Friday where a client was it Friday? Friday I had no appointments, so I talked to them on Friday, but Saturday was the appointment. It was a client that was just letting me know how some stuff got rejected. Whatever they were supplied was not correct, and it got rejected. And they needed me to correct it and not correct it. They needed me to re-notarize all their documents. So I asked, why didn't you call the last notary? They're like, because that last notary is the one who gave me the documents. Got it. And then I kept quiet. So I can see. There we go. Had a potential client who needed a POA for, but said he didn't need a costume. Yeah, have I had that before, Lisa? Um, I, if I was you, I mean, I would follow up with them in a week to see if just check in. I know you probably, but if they did not leave your review, check in with them in a week and say, hey, I just want to reach out to you. I'm Lisa, just for your thing is. I did that apostle, not apostle. I notarized the power of attorney for you that you were sending back home to India. Um, how did it go? Like, was it successful? And also, if you wouldn't mind leaving a review, right? Just like that's how you get back into it with them. And if they're like, "Oh, yeah, I needed a apostille," then there you go, right? I've had that happen before. They're like, "Hey, I don't need this apostille." Then they're like, "Actually, to be acceptable, we do need it." And so then I'll reach back out to them, and then they'll take care of it. I'll take care of it for them. The only time that I have had documents notarized and not apostille and be accepted, again, is when I had stuff, for me anyway, my experience, it's a lot of documents going to Jamaica or, yeah, I think it's only been Jamaica. The few times I had it, it was only Jamaica. Was it only Jamaica? Was one of the Caribbean islands. And, because I was working directly with both the client and they connected me with their attorney. We had to do a lot of documents. They had a lot of property that was going back and forth, and the attorney did not want like the full apostille to be done. They just wanted to verify that I was an active notary. And so all I did was just went over to, I took the documents, all of the documents I had to notarize, because if they were not being notarized, I couldn't do anything with them, right? And it was like, hey, this is, let's just say, for example, it was a marriage certificate and the attorney doesn't want it possible, there's nothing I can do, right? And so I was presented with something like that. I'm like, I can't do anything with this. This is a publicly recorded document. If she doesn't want it still, then you just send it to her. And so I was confused initially. So I wanted to connect with the attorney and talk to her and see exactly what she was requiring of me. And so essentially, all she wanted to know is that I was an active, if I was an act, if I was a currently commissioned notary with no issues. And so all I did was just hop over to Gwinnett County. Uh, Hey, Miss Royals, Miss Angelica, I see you. So let me say this first. So all I do is just hop over to Gwinnett County because here in Georgia, for everybody else, you're in Georgia and a few other states, we're commissioned on the county level, not by the Secretary of State. So we have 159 counties in Georgia. So a notary could be, I mean, we can only be commissioned in one county, but there's 159 different places a notary in Georgia can be commissioned. And so I learned in that particular case that I just hop over to the county that I was commissioned in, which was Gwinnett County, and I say, "Hey, I notarize these documents, and my client just wants a notary certificate." That's what it's called. And then I just present them the documents. I pay $2 per notarized page, and they will just attach the thing to it. They will staple it to it. So it's not like the nice Quran that we get from the hospital. They'll just staple a paper to it and say, "Hey, this notary Ladero Wharf was sworn in on this particular date. This is his address." They do give your full address, and they say, "As of right now, he is still commissioned with no issues." Blah 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 blah, and then they sign it, right? And I give it back to my client. So that's where I learned. But again, this was only going to like the Caribbean islands, but I've never had that specifically happen for a document going way over to India. They've always wanted a apostille. So like I said, I'll follow up with them a little bit and see if that's something they want to, if they need in the future. Um, because again, there's no proof that an actual notary did it. Yeah, you have your stamp, but you don't know how easy it is just to go to Amazon and order a stamp, like a fake notary stamp. It's so easy to do. Is the Georgia Notary Handbook a good source to have? Yes. User 48, I'm just going to call you 48. Lisa looks like she already answered it for you. Look, don't leave home without it. Like that commercial say, what's in your wallet? What's in your notary bag? What's on your desk? I got three of these bad boys. Three. One in my bag, two on my desk. Technically. Um, the other one, I don't even know where it is. Y'all seen it before. That's my full one that I kind of don't touch often. But I have my old notary journal, or my old notary journal. I have my previous notary handbook, the previous version, and then I have the new one. Yes, I did deface it. I don't know if that's the right word. I pulled it apart because as y'all see, I do slide it in here. I haven't finished yet, and I just pulled it all out. This is just me personally. I slid the new pages in with the old pages so I can compare the difference. That's just me. Because if y'all didn't see, I'm going to be entering the full on training space. So I wanted to see the exact differences. Taylor said Ohio does not need to keep a journal for in person only wrong. Yep. I'm learning with Taylor. So yeah, here in Georgia, there's certain situations where we have to keep a notary journal. The laws have been updated beginning of this year, but before that, we did not need it. We were not required to keep a notary journal whatsoever. I have since day one, just because it's CYA. But yeah, user 48. this. It's $10. Right now, because there's a ton of training going on, I haven't forgotten about you, Miss Angelica. I'm coming there. I'm getting there, right? Since there's a ton of training, like almost every county, not every, again, 159. A lot of the larger counties in Georgia are doing in-person training or online training, where the clerk's authority is doing training for us. This has not happened in statewide in many years. And so, because of all of the updates and the laws, they're deciding to give us training, which should be done yearly, in my opinion, if not every 6 months. I told them I'd be happy to do it for Gwinnett County. It's pending. We'll see. It's pending. They probably but it's pending. Um, I'm So yeah, get your handbook. It's $10. Check your county where you were commissioned to see if they have some in stock. Just get two if you can. They're $10. Get two. 10% you got a story for me. Okay, Miss Angelica, let me bring you up. All I have to do is just click the request. You should see a request coming your way. And this is for anybody else as well. If y'all want to come up, let me know. Checking the other platforms, making sure I'm not missing anything. Oh no, can I not request you? Let's try again. Is this how you do it? Yeah, okay, I just sent you an invitation. Let me mute my music because if I have the music playing and you talking, the other people can't hear. Let me turn my phone all the way up. I don't have a extra mic or an extra speaker to connect tonight, so it's fine. But Taylor says she got a story for me. I am excited to hear about that. Um, Taylor, is this a me story? Like you're gonna tell me, or are we gonna talk about it on here? User 48 says, understood. I have the handbook made by Franklin E. Gaines. I'm not sure what that is. User 48. First of all, let me know who you are. Like, what can I call you? And also, what handbook is that by Franklin E. Gaines? I'm related to the Gaines, by the way. I don't know if it's that Gaines, but I'm related to the Gaines. Okay, Taylor has to tell me personally. I'm excited. But okay, Miss Angelica, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
I am good. I am fantastic. Good. I'm on the other side of the bar, so I'm good. So what's up?
This is going through TikTok, and I'm like, I saw someone said Georgia. I'm like, oh yes. So yeah, so I can try to get some assistance from you and just learn a little bit. I just was going through all your, most of them, your TikToks and about Notary. I've been one, okay, in the past, years ago, and I let it expire. I didn't do anything with it, but when I was on there doing it, it was through my job.
Okay.
And then after like my 4 years expired, and I just never really did anything with it. And mainly it was just notarizing the employees on my job. I had maybe a few friends that needed, but it wasn't like I was really taking it serious. But now I really want to be serious with it, especially with the things how they're changing and with the government. I do work in the government, so I just want to get back into this and have another source of income, multiple streams, just in case. But I want to get back into it. So like I said, let me see my certificate. I think I just got it redone March the 31st.
Oh, so brand new again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm brand new again. Just got it March 31st. Yeah. So I'm just trying to, what are the steps again? I want to start with like the after I get the certificate, what do I do next from there? Do I like register? Do I get EIN, the business aspect first? I want to make sure, what I need to do to set it up right.
Cool. So let's take that first. So Miss Angelica and everybody else out there listening, y'all got to remember, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. Y'all just take what I say with a grain of salt. So this is the first thing that I would tell everybody, because I have to make sure I'm saying a blanket so people can get it. And I see user 48, I will call you Don. Perfect. So this is a blanket thing for everyone. I would only recommend, I would recommend that if you are serious and you want to like take the next step and start making money with this, that's when I would recommend you start worrying about like the business aspects, such as like the LLC and all that kind of stuff, right? But to answer your question first about the EIN, 100% free. Do you have your Do you have your company name reserved already?
No, I just got it. I just chose a name, and I haven't got it registered or anything yet.
Okay. Because so see, you asked me a question. Now I'm double thinking myself. So first of all, your EIN, it's free, right? You can go onto the IRS Gov and get one. But I will probably, yeah, it makes sense. I will make sure that your name reservation is done first,
Okay.
right? Because then you can tie that EIN to that. Because what if you chose your name and it's not available and you already set up your EIN? You got to redo it, right?
So where I go on that, what is it that Georgia was?
Yes. Go to Georgia Secretary of State. You can even just Google register business name in the state of Georgia, right? So it is the Georgia Secretary of State. This is a thing. The rule, y'all, if you're not in Georgia, bear with us. The rule in Georgia is that you are supposed to do a name reservation first, let it run for like 30 days, make sure nobody tries to claim that name or make a claim against that name, and then you can go and set up like your like the official LLC with that name or whatever you're trying to do, right? Look, I don't like doing that. I just go straight for the LLC, and because they ask you for 3 different options. I gotta tell you what's legal first, then I tell you what I do, right? So I just go straight for the LLC because it's what $100 in Georgia to do. But the name reservation charges you, it costs you like 75 or 50, something like that.
So you have to do the name reservation on that Secretary of State?
Yeah, don't just go straight for the LLC. That's my thing. If you're gonna do were you planning to do LLC? Let me ask you that first.
And on down the line, yes.
Okay.
I was hearing a lot of notaries say first start off just to see how you kind of get your feet wet to do the sole, however you say, proprietor.
Sole prop, yep.
To do that first, and then when you really see that your business is taking off and you really know this is kind of it, and then do the LLC.
Okay, perfect. So then you're just going to do the name reservation then. It may not be $100, but don't do, there's a 2-step process. It'll make you pay, I think it's 25 to just hold it for 25 days to make sure nobody has anything like tries to like say, oh, this name is my name. Like this business.
Signed by Muriel. I don't know how many Muriels there are.
Gotcha. Perfect. So yeah, then skip that step, right? If you're doing like a generic, like I almost had issues because mine is Gin Mobile Notary. There's a lot of Gin companies in Georgia. I had no idea that was a thing.
Wow.
I had no idea GINN was a thing in Georgia. So there's quite a bit. But because they asked you for, if this one isn't available, give us what are your second and third options, right? And so I technically had to go with my second option because there was an issue with the first. I don't talk about it because it's unnecessary. So, okay, so just do your name reservation. Get that done. Pay for it. You got to do this every year, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So what if someone asks me, let's just say tomorrow, can I notarize something? And I'm like, because I feel like, oh, I ain't got my name registered. I don't have my EIN, and I just feel like I'm not legal or something, and I don't want to.
Gotcha.
Can I do it? I mean, I'm just a question.
Absolutely. To answer your question, I'm reaching over to dig something out of my notary bag. Hold on. But to answer your question, the answer is yes. Why is it yes? I will not just tell you the answer. I'm going to tell you why it's the answer. Uh-oh, hold on. Where my notary stamp at? Hold on. Look, that cop thing. Okay, there it is. I'm like, they didn't got me nervous. This is why. Absolutely yes, you can still do it because on your notary stamp, signed by Muriel is not commissioned.
Okay, gotcha.
Your first and last name, that's who's commissioned.
Okay.
So you're going to be stamping and signing under whatever name you put right on there. Like for me, I don't mind telling people it's just Ladero Wharf. I didn't put all my initials, middle name, none of that, right? So on your commission, yep.
So when I see people say, well, they got the stamp, but then they order the seal, but that's not the same. Like this, well, you can't see this form they gave me from the courthouse, the certificate, and then I see like the gold seal. Yeah. So is that this seal? Because I got confused when someone said, well, I just ordered my stamp, but then now I need to order the seal. That lost me.
Gotcha. So seal and stamp is used incorrectly in notary space. They use it as interchangeable. So they're the same just to make it easy. Yep, it's the same. But this is going to be your stamp / your seal. The cool thing in state of Georgia, We're not limited on how many we can have. In many other states, they are limited. You can only have one. You cannot have things. So as you see, I have three. I have my embosser, which I rarely use. You don't need this. But some clients will specifically ask for this. Hold on. Let me just hang my certificate back up. Some clients will specifically ask for this, and this is an embosser, right? It's that old-timey thing where you just put the paper in there and crimp it. Boom. You can't see it, but yep, that's what that is. And then I have a circular stamp, and then I have my rectangular stamp. A lot of other notaries have a mini stamp as well, because Georgia's DDS documents, the driver, whatever it's called here, those vehicle documents are notorious for leaving us a notary a space to stamp that's like almost half our stamp size. And so a lot of notaries will get the mini ones.
That little small round one.
Gotcha. So I've 4 years. I've needed to use it, but I haven't bought it. Let's be for real. Because what I will do, I will turn it sideways and stamp it along the margins of the paper.
Okay. I think I read
it. It hasn't gotten rejected yet. So
right. So if someone asks me tomorrow, I can do it because I'm commissioned through Muriel Stevens, whatever, instead of, signed by Muriel, blah, blah, blah.
100%. Yep. So hopefully that answers your question. So yes, you can do that. So then, like I said, after you do your name reservation, go get your EIN number. And the reason that I would recommend doing that, because let's be honest, with everybody else, if you guys are just doing like general notary work, you probably don't. People will tell you go and get it so you can get funding. We don't need that at this stage, right? The reason that a lot of us get our EIN is because, like, if you're working with another company, or if you're taking like third-party assignments, if they want you to fill out the W-9, or when they request you to fill out the W-9, that's when our EIN is important, because if you don't have an EIN, you give them your social. I don't know these people. You don't know these people, right? So that's why the EIN is important for us. A lot of people are like, oh, get your EIN so you can do funding. It's like, no, what's most important is so you're not giving your social out. Because you doing business as a sole prop, let's phrase that. If you're doing business as a sole prop, or if you're doing business under an LLC, but it's a single member LLC, the taxes are still treated as if you're just doing it as a person. And so that's why people ask for your social. So that's why I got an EIN, so you don't have to use my social.
So if they say, I need your social, I say, well, here's my EIN.
100%. That's why we do it. Okay. I know you had other questions. And look, let's ask questions. This is you and me tonight. Everybody else can listen. They can ask their questions as well. And if y'all want to come on stage, just send me a request and I'll let you up or something. I don't know how to do it all the times. But let's keep going. Yeah.
I think you probably answered it on your TikToks I was reading through about the fee for Georgia's $2. I saw you did like an invoice, something for $2. I don't know if it was per page. Is that correct? Per stamp?
Per stamp.
Per stamp. Like if there's 6 documents and all 6 documents need to be notarized, so that's 6 times 2. That's how much I would charge for that.
That is correct. Go ahead.
Have to drive to maybe 5 miles or something to go do it for this individual. I think you said something about you charge by whatever the government, a rate, something about a mileage rate. I saw you put.
Yep.
Like 70 or 67 cents. I'm not sure.
It's 70 cents now because that video was recorded last year. So this is a cool thing about Georgia. They don't give us many states. They cap what we can do mileage wise. We can charge mileage wise, right? Georgia leaves it 100% open to us. So I say that because I have a tiered pricing. And in those videos, I can't talk about all of it, but on here I can, right? I have a tiered pricing. So from my front door up to 10 miles, I charge 70 cents a mile. If we're going 11 to 15, I charge a different rate. It's $1.50. And if I'm going like 15 and above, my cap is 25. I'm charging $2 per mile at that point. And so as long as my clients accept that, I can charge that. Because look, this is the thing. When somebody gives me a phone call and they're, let's say, 14 miles away, can I do that math quickly in my head? Absolutely not. So I just know that for me, y'all, this is a caveat. This is my business. If you live somewhere and you can't charge what I do, take the extra out. If you live somewhere, California, you're like, dude, you don't charge enough, then charge 50% more. Make it work for you. I always have to get that caveat, right? Because we got notaries all over the country here. I and my business know that from my front door up into 10 miles, technically it's 7, but I don't break it down that way, but up into 10 miles at $45, as long as it's less, like 10 miles or less from my front door, $45 for a simple notarization makes me money. $45 at 11 miles starts to lose me too much money. So I know that if it's like something simple, power of return, like simple, $45. That's my rate for me in Suwannee and Gwinnett County.
So your 45 come from those other additional fees.
Yes. So I because Georgia says that we can charge the $2 per stamp or not. So I just quote 45 and say this includes your notarization.
Okay, gotcha.
So if I decide on my invoice to not charge them for it, just because I'm just trying to do it, let's be honest, I'm just trying to do it quick and dirty and get out of there. It's like $0 for the notarization, but it's $45 for a house call, right? But a lot of people don't like to see that or whatever. I just have gotten accustomed to saying if I stamp that paper 2 times, that's $4, and I charge 45, so $41 is left over. So $41 was my house call fee, if that makes sense. That's my travel, whatever mileage fee.
So the supplies I need to start off with, I think I read like a journal, which and I was looking at the memo that they gave me at the courthouse, and it was notary public changes effective 1/1/2025. Notaries publics must maintain a journal of their notarial acts performed for real estate documents. So do I need it just for real estate, or should we just do it anyway in general, just to cover ourselves, basically?
That's
they're saying let's maintain a journal for real estate documents at the request of a self-filer.
Right. It's so convoluted. People don't understand what a self-filer is. So to make it easy, I will always recommend that you carry one from day one. Don't ever. This is my recommendation, right? From day one, this is the one that I like because this one, because on there, the list, they should tell you what is required in the journal. You can't see this, but all the requirements for Georgia are in this journal. And again, I get it from the Amazon. I know some people are not shopping there. I got to order me a new one, y'all.
I went to Amazon, and it was a pink one, and then on the front it says, I may not be famous, but I get paid for my
signature. Yeah.
But the inside, it got service provided, oath, jurat, however you say that, acknowledgement, signature, witnessing, copy, certification, and then identification. It got ID, passport, driver's license. So I guess those are the sections I just check off when wherever I'm doing, like if I'm doing acknowledgement, check off acknowledgement.
Right. So I did in the Notary Buddy community, I went specifically for us Georgia notaries. I have a real short training in there that tells you exactly what is required in your journal. I think it's 9 or 10 requirements that Georgia has for us. And so whatever journal you buy, just make sure it checks off all 10 of those things, which most journals out there do, because Georgia is requiring the least, like the bare minimum.
Okay. All right.
I
think I was just reading some of your, answering some of the questions my questions while I was reading through your TikTok. So.
Yeah, for sure. But let me go over this other thing real quick. So other supplies that you probably already so notary journal for sure. Black and blue pens, right? We definitely need that. And our notary stamps, which you said you already have.
Okay, I
A
do.
bag, right? A notary bag. Mine's like almost 15 pounds. It don't need to be that extra. I'm just extra.
Okay.
What else? Because I'm going over basics, not nice to have. These are the basics. And your notarial certificates. So if you go to the Clerks Authority website, the gscca.org, there's a notary section. So the gsccca.org, there's a notary section on there. and go to forms, like files and forms. They keep changing the name.
Okay. I think you went over that.
Yep. So go to that and look at all the notarial certificates they have on there. I I always have a practice of keeping 5 of each in my notary bag, and I used to refill them every Monday. I kind of don't anymore. Then I'm like, oh crap, I need it. So I just do 10, and I put, like, at the beginning of the month, I make sure I have 10 in my bag at all times.
Your certificates of what would I need that for?
Yes, let's talk about it. Y'all, look, I know some of y'all are like, oh my gosh. Look, Lisa says she got a good wheels on her bag because it's so heavy. So this is how ridiculous that I make this so people can understand it. Somebody walks up to me and say, hey, Ladero, I need this UPS. It's always UPS on my desk. I need this UPS receipt notarized. I need this notarized because my boss needs to make sure I return the equipment, and here's the receipt. There's nowhere on here for them to sign, right? There's nowhere for me to sign. There's no notarial verbiage because we have to have the state, like the venue, the state, the county, the person appearing before us. We have to have all that to be a valid notary session. I can't think of the word right now, but this does not have that. But if they give this to me and they're like, hey, I need this notarized, I'm like, perfect. Those certificates that the state of Georgia provide for us, they're technically only examples. They're not official certificates, but we use them as official certificates because they make it a PDF and you can print it out. So it's an official certificate. You can print one of those out depending on which one the clients say that they want to use. We'll talk about that in the Georgia training. Which one they want to use, you'll have it printed out. You will fill it out and you'll staple it to this, right? Because there are some where the client will sign on your certificate, which is not very common. They will sign on your certificate. You have their signature there. Because again, remember the 5. They appear before us. We verify their identity. They willingly sign. We put our stamp on it. So if the client doesn't sign, there's nowhere for them to sign on here, right? It's still not a valid it's not a valid notarization. So you can decide to just draw a line and have them sign and print their name on here, and then you attach your certificate, and then you staple it together or paper clip it. We're supposed to staple it and give it back to them. That's when we use those.
Okay.
I use the ridiculous examples because you will get something like that. I guarantee you.
Oh. I don't want to hold up. I mean,
oh no, this is what we do. Let me quickly finish going through the bag. So those are what I said already was like the mandatory. Your certificates. Make sure you have a stapler or paper clips.
Paper clips. Okay.
Those are the need to haves. That is the need to haves. The nice to haves. In the state of Georgia, we are allowed to have these. These are more stamps. You don't have to get them right now because look, money ain't long right now. You just starting, right? Yes. We have our notarial certificates. We have the stamp version of it. So we have a jurat and we have an acknowledgement. Those are the most common. So instead of having to print out the certificate and attach it, well, this is a bad example because there's no space. Let's just say a client brings you a sheet of paper. What is this? This is my flight itinerary. I need this notarized. Again, there's nowhere for me to, my notarial verbiage is not on here. So instead of printing out their certificate and attaching it, we have these. It's the same thing as those certificates, just in a stamp format. The client decides they tell us which one they need. We will explain the differences to them. I do cover that in the training. We'll explain the differences to them, what each of these mean. They will choose one and we will just stamp it, boop, right on here. We fill it out and then we put our notarial stamp next to it. So that's a nice to have. It's not mandatory. Another nice to have are these. Oh no! Oh man, that was my hand sanitizer. Where are they? I got a lot of them in here. Plastic clipboards, because you will be notarizing on trunk of people's cars. If you notarize at the hospital, the surfaces are never big enough and they're never clean. In people's hospital rooms. So clipboards, so make sure you get the plastic ones because you can always sanitize them afterwards. The wooden ones, you can't do that so much. Just trying to see because I have a bunch of stuff in my bag that's unnecessary. Oh, business cards. Those are good to have in your notary bag.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yep, I make sure I have business cards. And look, I have way too. I need to clean this out. I have way too many pins. This is just from one pocket. I have 3 pockets full of pins. um, because sometimes, like, I will use them, and I'm like, I don't want that back, but they give it back, so I just throw it in a pocket to be like the discard or clean later pile. Because people are gross. Um, I have quite a few masks in mine. I know some people don't believe in masks, but whatever. Because a lot of my clientele is in the hospital and the assisted living facility. I deal with the elderly a lot. So I don't know if y'all, I'm a 90s kid. So if y'all ever seen Nickelodeon with Face, so it says, what does it say? Hi there, Face here. I have one of almost every color of these. And I just keep them in my car and in my notary bag.
Okay.
So let's put this one back. I got a bunch of other stuff, but we don't have time to go through all of it. They got a lot of stuff in here. Oh, there's my other mask. Look, red one. See, they're all in. I lost it. Thought I lost it, but it's in here. I have a bag of regular masks for witnesses and other clients. I'm trying to think. Square. So however you collect payment, I know it's in here somewhere. Say that. Yep, it's in here somewhere. I have it, but I don't use it often. I have both of them. I have this one. Okay. And I have the free one. So this one attaches to my phone, and this was the Bluetooth because when at like the height of COVID, when people didn't want to touch or like they didn't want me to touch their card, I just put this on the table. They tap their card, and we done. Right? I don't even use this one. Cash. Huh? Take cash? Do I? Look, cash is my preferred method. I'm like, run me that cash because there ain't no processing fees on cash. Okay. I do take cash, but with cash, again, get into the practice of creating a receipt for your clients. And I do all my receipts through Square because it's free. It's free. So you just go ahead and create the receipt through Square, and on there, just hit collected cash. And then ask them how they want their receipt. Do they want it emailed or text? And a lot of times they say text, and that's good because they already called you, so you already have their phone number. So you just do. Because I do not like to give people my phone to let them type it in. I'm like, no thanks. So I can start like advertising. I think I read that you said for someone you can go ahead and get on Google Business or whatever. So I can start now doing that. Yes, Google Business. You have to wait until the business part all gets set up first before you actually do something. I would start it now. I really would. Because again, you're just going to be doing a name reservation. You're not doing an LLC. Gotcha. And yeah, so I would do it. I will start it now, but Google may ask for verification on, hey, because they're going to ask you to verify your account, whether that's going to be taking a video or sending them physical documents. And like, you can at least start it now. And if they need to see a picture or if they need a PDF of your actual reserved business name, then you can send it to them later because they'll just put your account on hold until it's done. That's through Google Business, you said? Yes, Google Business Profile, absolutely free. Okay. Do not pay for nothing because they'll try to say, oh, you need to pay for marketing. And then there's all these people out here that will say, you need to buy my training. It's $97. Like, look, I ain't made my first dollar yet. Exactly. So either go to YouTube and learn how to use, set up a Google Business Profile, and self-teach, or just go watch the courses I have in the Notary Buddy community. That's fine. They're free. They're both free. Gotcha. But yeah, there you go. That's like, for anybody listening, that's like kind of a quick start to get this business going. Because look, a lot of people are going to say, hey, you're going to need, because this is the thing. The only thing that we didn't talk about is like, hey, what do you want to go into? You kind of told me earlier. For the rest of you guys out there that's not in Georgia, a lot of you will want to go into like loan signing. That's what a lot of people like to enter into. Georgia, I'm going to tell everybody right now, I hope this doesn't hurt anybody's hearts. We cannot by any means, doesn't matter if the property is in the state of Florida, California, non-attorney state, does not matter. We cannot do loan signings in the state of Georgia. That's even if the attorney is present. That's the caveat. But the way that everybody's marketing and doing their business right now, there's like, you need to buy a printer. We don't need that in Georgia. Don't get a printer yet. Don't do it. I was going to ask you about printer. They said a scanner. I was reading. I'm like, what do I need?
stuff, right? Or electronic.
We cannot do Ron, so that's something different. But we'll talk about that. But as far as us in the state of Georgia and people going out to buy these $200, $300, $500 printers, save your money because we cannot do loan signings, right? So if the attorney is present, the attorney's going to provide the documents. We ain't got to print.
Well, darn, I took that darn training.
I know. I wish I would have caught you before. We cannot do it, and they will not give you a refund either. I know some people, I'm going to be honest with you, some people were flying on the radar. They were doing it in a gray area. I was one. When I tell people, my thing is, when I know better, I be better. I do better, right? There's people operating in the gray area. They're like, oh, well, the language says loan signings. I'm doing seller properties. There is no loan. Therefore, I do not fall under loan signing. They expanded the definition on what a loan signing or loan signing type activities mean. We can no longer do it under the updated, clear rules. A lot of us, that's where a lot of our money's made in this space. So I will tell you a story, but I'll never tell you a lie. That's where a lot of our money is made in the space. And Georgia is the only state that forces us not to be able to make money like everybody else.
So we got to find other avenues.
Yep. That's why I tell everybody in Georgia, we got to move differently. Not saying it can't be done. We just have to move differently. And I'm on the mission to figure that out because there's so many gatekeepers that claim they've done it. But these same gatekeepers that are selling people courses are over here in my inbox, in my text message thread, asking me how to do this. I'm like, but you just made $3,000 by selling courses. So you just lied to my notary buddies.
Yes.
I don't like that. That's why I'm here.
Because someone told me, well, I was reading one notary and I think I mentioned to her about that, the LSA loan signing or whatever. And she said, well, some of her people just come straight to her. That's why she can notarize it instead of them, let's just say her going to the real estate people. Mm-hmm. She said they directly come to her. That's why she can sign off. What is that about?
I want to say wrong, but every situation's different. If somebody has, it doesn't matter. If in the state of Georgia, they're cracking down, they're like, if real estate is transferring hands, to make it very simple for everybody, if real estate changes and transfer hands, and as there's a closing process involved, it must be done by an attorney. Can we as notaries show up at the attorney's office and the attorney explains the documents and then hands us everything to notarize while we're there in front of everybody? We out here. No, the people there, we're there. We verified IDs. Absolutely, we can do that. We can only do loan signing activities under direct supervision of an attorney. And so we can still do that. But this is a thing. A lot of people sell us on it because like, oh, it takes you 30 minutes. You can make $150. If we're doing this under the attorney, it depends on how nice the attorney is. They may throw us 100 if we lucky.
Have you done any in Georgia before?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I have my attorney clients. I'm about done with them. Huh?
You gonna have an attorney too? Was they there with you?
Sure do. They may not be in the same room with me, but we're in their office.
The office. Okay.
And so they come and explain everything they got to explain. And all I do legally is turn the page and point to where they got to sign. Flip the page because the attorney already explained everything. I ain't got to do nothing.
Oh, okay.
We'll
deal with that later on. I just
Yep. Think of we'll talk about that much later. Can you still work with attorneys? Absolutely. I just work with attorneys in a different capacity. Real estate is my background. I know it very well. I listen to the attorneys explain the documents. And I'm like, that's not right. That's incorrect. But I can't say that. Right? I can't say that. I'm like, that's not right. But whatever. They went to law school. They fought for the right to explain them. So they go ahead and explain it. So yeah, Georgia's just a weird state, but we can work with attorneys in other capacities to make money. So hopefully that definitely helped.
Yes, it did. Because I was just reading them like, well, how are we going to make anything? We can't do, they said the electronic signature. We can't do the Ron. What is it, apostle?
Apostille, yeah.
I said, well, what can they do?
Yeah, look, and Lisa bring up a good point. This is where I was before I got lost. Sorry, let me finish the loan side. So if a client brings you a document, say, "Hey, I'm buying a property in Florida. Can you notarize?" Nope. Hey, I'm selling a property in Florida. Can you notarize? Nope. Nope. Let's get an attorney involved. Then I can do it because I need to be under the direct supervision. However, Lisa on over here on TikTok, who chalked the luck, she said loan mods are acceptable. They are. This is why loan modifications are acceptable. The real estate is not changing hands. The owner is not refinancing. Well, whatever. Let's just call it a loan mod. They're modifying their existing loan. They're not selling the property, they're not buying the property. They're taking essentially they're taking what they are behind and just throwing it on the back end of their loan. So nothing changes. Refinancing, you said? We can't do refis either. Oh. Because during a refi, a brand new loan is being drawn up. Oh, okay. Right? So with a loan modification, they're already in the house. They already have the loan. All it's doing is just saying, hey, I'm 2 months behind. And so I won't lose my house. I'm just going to tack those 2 months of behind payments on the very end of my loan. And so whatever. So loan mods are acceptable in the state of Georgia for us to do. Again, I always want to give people an example or reason of why it's acceptable. Just saying, yes, it's acceptable, right? So hopefully that helped. I appreciate you coming up and hanging out with me. What other questions? I can get off now. Oh, no. Okay, cool. Look, you can go back down there and keep listening, but I'm going to keep on talking to the rest of the people because I do this Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, well, how do I get off here? I'll do it for you. Okay. Yep. Thank you. For sure. I say that, then I'll know how. Oh, there it is. There you are. Cool. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Right. Ashira, how you say it? She did ask really good questions, and I think a lot of people are afraid to. I'm turning my music back on. Hold on. Notary people who consider themselves mentors, you are very welcome, Mr. Jones. You are very welcome. They're afraid to like answer these questions openly. Y'all want to know? Y'all want to know how to make them cringe? Ask them how much they charge. But I always have to caveat that with every market is different. Every market has a sub-market. So what I charge, you cannot charge what I charge. Not because I'm saying that I'm more experienced or anything like that. I just know my market. I can charge way more in my market. I just choose not to because I have a plan. I have a plan. And so far, that plan has been working, right? So this is what I would recommend. At least let's talk about my area again for Georgia. I'm in Gwinnett County. I kind of know the lines of Gwinnett County, like the counties here and the cities are all weird, but I know where I am. I know I look on a map all the time, like how far is this person from me? I would say do it by zip codes, but even the zip codes here are weird. Because literally across the street is a new, not across the street. 2 minutes up the street is a different zip code. If I go 2 minutes up the street and turn left, that's one zip code. If I turn right, and I'm not talking about driving 5 minutes, I'm literally talking like I turn left, and as I'm turning, before I'm turning, I'm in a different zip code. I turn right, I'm in a different zip code. So I recommend to people like get to know your area, and based on your notary laws for your state, what you can charge, hey, Notary Society, how's it going? Look, sis be doing some good stuff over there. Let me not get too distracted. Build your pricing if you can around your zip codes. Hey, Angel, how's it going? I'm here. So build your pricing around your zip code. So, like for me, if I'm in Gwinnett County is massive, right? So build your pricing around zip codes and counties. Thank you, Lisa. Keep me on track. Build your pricing around zip codes and counties, right? So if I know that somebody asked me, they're like, hey, I need you to come out to um, even like I'm on the border, so like Fulton County. Fulton County can be really far from me, or Fulton County can be 10 minutes. It depends, right? So I'm like, what city you're in? So I narrow mine down more to what city, and then I say, okay, what city are you in? Then they'll tell me, I'm like, what zip code are you in? Because I service Lawrenceville, because I used to live in Lawrenceville, and Lawrenceville I think has like 4 or 5 zip codes, and that's how I screwed myself up a lot of times. I was in the 30045, then I moved to 46, and then people in the fourth, whatever the other one is, the furthest one from me, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Lawrenceville." I'm like, "Okay, cool. It'll be $30." That's when I was charging $30. When I tell y'all I had to drive 45 minutes one day and I was pissed because I had to charge only $30 because I wasn't going to renege on what I charged them. I'm like, oh, you're in Lawrenceville, what's your zip code? Right? And so now I learned to charge by zip codes. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Let's see, Shira, where you at? Where are you? I know how to speak proper English. I like to say where you at because it's more relatable. Ooh, your channel is about cooking. Look, anytime a notary buddy does a lot of cooking, I'm always look. I'm about to follow you back, and I'm gonna start stalking your stuff because I love when people share stuff about cooking. I need to learn how to cook better. I need to re-verify my identity, and I always get the puzzle wrong first time. There we go. Close enough. You're welcome. I don't know where you are, but it looks like you like to cook. Oh, green chili and flops. That sounds good. I need to make those. Look, Taylor, I can't do what you do. Your cooking's too complicated. I just need you to send me, you cook it and send it to me. Oh, you're in Georgia. I think I knew that. Augusta, Georgia. Okay, cool. Yeah, Taylor, your stuff's too complicated. I can't do that. I can't do that. Um, but let's talk about. I was trying to think of anything else out there. What else out there, my notary buddies? What are you guys seeing? What do you guys want to talk about? I am. Oh, Tanya asked a minute ago over on the Facebook. Can we charge per stamp, miles, and then an admin fee, or just per stamp and mileage? Look, this is how I had a 15-minute conversation with the Clerks Authority on this because I need to make sure I'm telling y'all the right thing, right? Especially with the new updates. Remember how this is why I always refer to the five. Remember how I have the five. Our role is five things as a notary. I mean, we gotta like stop fraud and everything. But like in doing these things, we help stop fraud, right? We help fight fraud. So they appear before us. We verify their identity. They willingly sign. We sign and we notarize. Again, there's sub things in between, right? That we have to. You got to know your notary law. But anything outside of those five, let's specifically speak for Georgia. Anything outside of these five things, we can charge for because our notarial duty, right? A notarial duty, notarial ceremony, however you want to call it, encompasses these five things. So anything outside of these five things, you can charge for. So when we verify the identity, we're not going to do that every single time, right? If we got 10 pages in front of us, we're just going to have them appear before us and check their identity once. We're not going to do it per page unless it's a different signer every time, right? But those things are always a given. But like when we finish those five things, that's $2 for us in the state of Georgia, right? I'm breaking out a little bit better for you. So we turn the page. We got to do those five things again. First two are already done. They willingly sign, we notarize. That's $2. We turn the page. Requires another notarization. You get the point, right? Those two things, they sign, we notarize. Every time we perform our notarial duty, these five things, that's $2. Anything outside of that, for us in the state of Georgia, we can charge for it. We can charge for it. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, you can't do an admin fee." Says who? We can. We totally can. It's just how are you wording it? What does it say? What is that line item on your sorry, um, receipt, your invoice, whatever you call it? What is that line item, right? For us, so for example, we can charge per stamps, and we can say mileage, right? We're charging for the mileage. And then let's just say how it was explained to me with the first authority. Remember, I talked about the notarial certificate earlier. They said I can charge for this. You can call this an admin fee because guess what? The client did not have a document that had the proper notarial verbiage on it. Let me see if I have one on my desk real quick. Um, Probably on the floor somewhere because I just threw everything on the floor to make space. I don't have one. Oh, there's one in my notary bag. Hold on. Just so you can see real work. So just a notarial certificate, right? Of course it's wrinkled. So the client brings me this. You didn't notarize. There's no place for me to notarize. There's no notary verbiage. I have to supply this paper. which is supplied by us by to us by the Georgia Secretary or Push Authority, they said this supplying this is outside of the five, but I need this to complete my five. Right? Does that make sense? I need this notarial verbiage to complete my five. And because me having to do something extra so I can do my notarial duty, I can charge for that. This can be considered an admin. But on my invoice, I would write, uh, oh, this is a good signature. But if this was an acknowledgement, I would say, use the acknowledgement provided. And I would have my fee for that. That's my admin. Does that make sense? That's how we can charge. You just need to word it appropriately, right? Because if you put on their doc prep fee, you get in trouble because you cannot prepare documents. You cannot prepare documents. So therefore, I will have a provided for. That's how we can do it in Georgia ethically and legally. I charge $2 for these, right? Because I had to. This is what I was told. You had to use your internet, go find a document, spend time looking it up, use your ink and your paper and print it out, and then you have to dig in your notary bag and provide it. It sounds silly, but we do. So therefore, we charge extra for that. And I do the exact same thing. I already put away my little stamps. Like if I use the stamp instead of the printout, I still can charge for that. I choose to charge $2. I think I'm going to raise that fee just because it won't be confused between my notarial stamp fee and my uh, provided document, right? My provided notarial certificate. It's not a provided document. That falls under doc prep. It's a provided notarial certificate. And then you say which one you provided, development, witness signing, signature, whatever it is. I'm just going to take it up to be $3 just so there's no confusion. And I'll do the same thing. But again, this is still inside the price that I quoted them. Like if they call me, they tell me, oh, I'm right up the street. I'm 3 minutes from you. $45. That $45 will cover this notarial certificate. It will cover all my notarial stamps, and then the rest of it will be left over for my travel. If that makes sense, right? I already said that earlier. If it's 1 page, I charge them $2. I gotta provide this. Now lesson's gonna be $3. That's $5 total, right? And so $40 was my house call fee, which is gonna be my mileage and travel fee. And if you want to break it down, I already talked about it a lot. If you want to break it down, you can do a travel line and then you can do a mileage line. So my mileage line will be it was 3 miles up the street, so round trip is 6. So I charge them for the 6 miles, and then my travel fee will be whatever's left out of that 45. But I don't normally get that nitty gritty unless I do my invoices before. But if the client calls me, I'm already out, and I just head straight over to them. I just have it quickly on my Square app, and I just put in notary. I mean, notarial stamp. How many did I do? Okay, I did 3. I put 3 in, and it charges them $6 automatically. And then I do travel slash convenience slash mileage, whatever it is. Say it's in my thing. I just put everything else on that line because I'm trying to get up out of there. Right, I'm trying to get up out of there. So I just have shortcuts in my business. So hopefully that does help. Hey, Miss Candace, how's it going? How's it going? Notary Society, look, y'all better go follow. Like, y'all want to learn Ron stuff? Go follow her. Don't be asking me about Ron questions. Go follow my girl over at the Notary Society. She's in the chat as well. Lisa, oh, look, hold on. There's other stuff. Lisa said August in the building in Richmond County. AUG, not August. AUG. Oh, that's funny. Um, Jasmine asks, I'm struggling with loan signing and doc explanation. Jasmine, where are you? If you're in Georgia, I'll help you not struggle anymore. You can't do it in the struggle. But if you're somewhere else in another state, a really good person to contact to do that, because look, can I teach y'all this? Absolutely. But since I am a commissioned Georgia notary, I'm not going to because I can't do it in Georgia. So I do not want anybody or any fingers pointing at me saying, hey, you're teaching this and you legally can't do it. Again, real estate's my background. I worked at a title company. I know these documents front, back, side, center, and around. I know them. Sometimes my brain skips a beat and I'm like, what is this? But I know the documents, right? But Jasmine, if you're not in the state of Georgia, Constance is a fantastic resource. She is on TikTok as Constance the Notary Mentor. The reason I recommend her because she also works in title. She has a title license. She is a signing service owner, and she's an active notary. Candice closes a lot of real estate transactions. She will help you understand it very flawlessly. And yes, there's a lot of other educators out there, a lot of other trainers. There's free resources on YouTube that will help you go over this stuff. It's secondhand, probably like secondhand information by the time you hear it. They don't have a direct source, right? So Constance is really amazing because she is a direct source. Uh, so yeah, so sorry about that, Jasmine. And before I'd be like, yeah, let's talk about it, but now I'm not talking about it. Just because Georgia said, nope, you can't do that, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Miss Angelica says, when I enter a zip code for my list of memories in the area, none comes up. But I'm gonna be on the I'm gonna be the first. Yeah, so Miss Angelica, a lot of times when people I don't know which platform you're looking at or if you're looking on Google, what people will do is they will just search notary near me or like uh, power of attorney notarization. And what Google does, here's a real quick search thing for you guys. What Google does, you're welcome, Miss Tanya, you're very welcome. What Google does is it takes the person's geolocation and it gives them an answer based on where they are. So if you literally search notary near me and you're standing in your living room, you will get certain um, it'll give you certain answers. It'll give you certain notaries. But literally, I kid you not, I don't know how far you are from the corner, but leave your house and walk to your corner and do the exact same search on your phone. You will get a slightly different list because you moved. That's how Google works. It gives people answers closest to their proximity. And so there's a lot of techie stuff I don't like to tell you guys. There's tools out there that you can say, hey, run 20 different searches and it'll run 20 different searches for notaries, and then you'll see how you rank. I do it all the time. I check mine all the time. I'm like, okay, I need to have the next from my doorstep, 5 miles around my doorstep needs to be on the block. I need to come up in the top three at all times. Once I get that on lock, I expand to 10 miles outside of my doorstep, right? And I say that because my business is registered, you know, as at my office, 2 minutes away. So, um, so I will do that, and I will make sure that every time I run a search, I'm in the top three. If it gives me y'all posting before people marketing to y'all, it's a little square or a circle with a bunch of green and red dots. If I get a lot of red dots, guess who's focusing on marketing specifically overwhelming that area. I overwhelm that area until all my little dots turn a shade of green. And once that's done, I know that I have from my doorstep 5 to 10 miles on lock. I'm at least showing up in the top three while I'm open. Once I close, somebody else can take that top spot. Because if people literally search for notary near me right now, I may not come up in the top three because I close at 7 or 7:30. It's 9:10 p.m. I may not be up there. But if everybody else around me sucks at marketing, I'm still going to show. It's just going to show that I'm closed. So that's how Google works for y'all who didn't know. Just not sure what state you're in. Okay. Ms. Candace, sorry, talk to Ms. Jasmine. Tips on presenting loan docs when you're not very familiar with that, what each document is. So Jasmine, Lisa did give you a very good thing. Is we don't explain. Thank you, Lisa. I can at least say that, right? We don't explain loan docs. Exactly what Lisa said. The best suggestion is to uh, go over the title of the document. For example, this is the easiest one I tell because it's the easiest one. Like it's like 7, 8 pages long. Here's the note, not the note. We can do the note as well. But I don't do this, right? I don't do this. I'm in Georgia. Here's your truth in lending statement. That's what it's called. Essentially, it's letting y'all know what it is. This document shows their payments from payment 1 all the way to payment 360. I show them, what is it called these days? I don't think it's called Truth in Lending anymore. What is the actual document called? Anyway, whatever that document's called, y'all will know what I'm talking about because it'll have all the payments from 1 all the way to 360 was like 6, 7, 8 pages long. I was like, hey, this document is whatever that title is, and it's payments, right? Because it says it's in there, your payments. And I turn it, and then they can sign it if you know, but let's say the note. This is the note, and literally the top of the thing says promise to pay, promissory note. This is your promise to pay. I literally said what was at the top of the document. And a lot of trainers will teach you to say to point out things in the documents just as a reminder. I don't do this, right? I don't do this. Hey, this is your note right here. This is the amount that you are borrowing. This is your interest rate. This is the day that your payment starts. This is the day your payment ends. Does that look familiar? Thank you. Lisa, the amortization schedule. That's how long this I've been in it. It used to be called the truth in lending. It is called the amortization schedule. Um, yeah, so that's how like if I was in a state where I could do this, right? And the note came up, that's exactly what I say. Hey, this is a note. Some of them will say, here's your promise to pay. This is your promise to pay. Here's the amount you borrowed. This is the interest rate. This is the day your first payment starts. This is the last day of your payment. This is the last day of your payment. You can say, based on the day that it starts and the day that it ends, this is a 30-year loan. They already know that stuff. So I'm not explaining. I'm just pointing out stuff to making sure they're signing what they're agreeing to what they're signing, right? And even that's too far. That's why in Georgia we don't do it because attorneys are, other states y'all can do that kind of stuff. So Miss Jasmine, hopefully that helps a little bit. But again, check out Miss Constance. She is a fantastic resource. She will keep you on the up and up, and she will make sure that you're only doing things legally. And this is the thing. This is why I prefer this to me personally to learn from people who have skin in the game. I'm not talking about those who have been notaries. I'm talking about people who have a license and can lose their license. It's constant being entitled. If she's misrepresenting things, I don't know how much it flows over to her training, but again, she trains. She has a license. Her license is in jeopardy if she does wrong shit, right? She's gonna make sure that you're on the up and up, and she's gonna tell you nothing that can jeopardize your business. When y'all are taking training from these other notaries, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm a notary. I do training, but again, if I tell you something wrong and you go and do what I say, do you won't. That's on you, boo, right? I don't have. You can't. I'm not going to lose my commission because I was not performing a notarial act. Does that make sense? But if you're learning from somebody who has something to lose, they're gonna make sure they teach you properly. That's why I like Miss Constance. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm a loan signing agent for Ohio. Yes, Taylor is a loan signing agent for Ohio. If y'all need, I'm at another Ohio. I need to see how far you guys are apart. Taylor, I don't think that person does wrong, so you safe. Like Taylor's my go-to for wrong. When I need some wrong stuff done, Taylor, can you help me? Right? Um, Miss Angelica says she'll try that. Oh, we're talking about the Google thing. I need to text it. What is the best scanner to get? Miss Yolanda, it depends on your budget. Let me show you my favorite scanner, BRB. Had to unplug it. This is my favorite one. It cost me a pretty penny. I treat it like gold, right? It's dusty right now. It's all the damn being outside in the cart. But this is mine. It is the Epson ES 580W. This was not cheap. I mean, price is relative. I think I paid $300 for it. Therefore, it was not cheap. It was the same. It was cost more than my printer. This is mine. It is portable. It is heavy. I like this one. Let me say this right now. You do not have to get this. There are other options that are cheaper. This is why I chose this one. One, it's Epson. I trust Epson brand. Brother is also a really good brand when it comes to scanners. The ES series, if you guys get Epson, I don't get no kickbacks from this, by the way. All of the ES series are good. It does not have to be the ES 580W. This was one of the more expensive ones because, I mean, it's not plugged in, because it has a touch screen, right? It has a touch screen, and I found that to be more important to me than the other ones. And this is why. Um, I don't travel with a laptop. I know there's a lot of people, and as a notary, let me say this as well. As a notary that does not do real estate signings, do I still need this? Absolutely, because of the type of notarizations I will notarize estate. I will notarize power of attorneys. I will notarize any and everything. And as an upsell, I work with a lot of attorneys, right? So a lot of attorneys want those documents back electronically, so therefore I still use it. But if I'm with a regular client and they're just notarizing a power of attorney they went online and got from Google or something like that, I will still say, hey, you know, if you want, I can scan this and send it to you so you have an electronic copy. That's an upsell. So I still use this example, right? As an upsell, that's how I can make more money. Or if I charge them, um, if their invoice came out to be 175, right? It makes it feel more worth it because they get more stuff. And I like this one because I can connect it since I don't travel with a laptop. That means I don't have to hardwire this into anything to scan. It has Bluetooth, well, it's Wi-Fi, so it has its own Wi-Fi signal, right? And I can connect my phones, my tablet, even my laptop if I need to. I can connect it directly to this via Wi-Fi because it has its own Wi-Fi signal that never goes out. It does not need a it does not require towers and all that kind of stuff. It just pumps out its own signal. And I can connect to it from any and everywhere, which means I do a lot of scanning in my car. I put it on the front seat as a passenger. I scan those documents on my phone. I email it or securely drop it in Dropbox whatever I get requested to do, and then I'm done. That's why I like this particular one. Again, it was $300 because I got it on Black Friday. Oh, punch myself in the mouth. I got it on sale. Normally it's like 450 or something like that to buy the insurance because this is my second one. Because I dropped it like a week after having it. And then not only did I drop it, it's still barely working. It got rained on because I was not accustomed to Georgia rains. That's something I had to learn. It got rained on, and then I dropped it again. So yes, I got the insurance. This one, it's been 2 years and has not been dropped because I take care of it because it makes me money as I drop it as I'm putting it back, right? Right? That's how it goes. What other questions y'all got for me? Nikki, that was the Epson ES 580W, 580W. Again, you don't have to buy that one. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, depending on what type of sorry, dog here. I got dogs. There's a lot of dogs here. Just the other thing, depending on what type of work you're gonna be doing for your scanner, with your scanner, sometimes those big bulky ones are not necessary. There are the smaller ones. I don't have it out right now. I don't use it, but I do have a smaller one. It is literally smaller than my keyboard, right? Lengthwise. It is literally smaller than my keyboard, and it's maybe this thick. The only problem with that brother model, I can only send one page through at a time, right? If I only have 5 documents, that's okay. 10 would be my max. That would drive me crazy having to sit there and hold it and scan it. Because if you wait too long, at least the one I have, is the older model, it, it cuts them off. So instead of like if I wait too long to put the documents in, it does not do a continuous scan. And so I can end up with like 6 PDFs instead of one, right? So you can get those other ones. And so you can get a much smaller one, but if you're gonna get the much smaller one, get the one where you can just feed like put the paper in that scans up to like 25 at one time. They're only a little bit more, but they are way smaller. They're more compact, and you can just like stack the 10 pages in there and it'll go by itself. Don't do what I did and get the ones you gotta feed one at a time. But I've had that one for years, so that was for my prior business. And I started using it with this one. And I quickly stopped because I was having to do like 30, 40, 150 pages. That was a no go. Uh, you're welcome. Um, do I have all the questions? Because we can start. It's about that time. My throat's telling me it's about that time. I have an appointment tomorrow with an attorney. Well, I'm not going to have to talk much at that appointment at all. I only fill in when she's like when she has downtime or she's filling something out or she's charging client. Then I talk, so I don't have to do much talking. Um, Les says she has that one, but doesn't know how to download the link to be able to use it. Look, I ain't gonna lie, that one, oh, I can't. It's on my phone. It's hard to find. I'm not gonna lie. Like the specific app that we need to scan with that one, it is not easily findable. So what I had to do was go to their website and find my exact model. And in the user guide, there's a link in there. And if you're depends on if you're an Apple or Android, and I text that link to myself, right? Or email it or whatever it is. I sent that link to myself on my phone so I can click on it. And once you click on it on your mobile device, it'll take you to the proper place to download it. Because it is not easily findable in because if you go to the App Store and search the Epson scanner, it's not going to give you the right one. It is a very specific one, and I can't check it because it'll close TikTok. But it's a very specific one. And so what I normally do for my notary buddies that get that same one, I literally just text them the app because you can just share the app, right? So I just text them the app because the pain in so that's how I do it. And then on a computer, that's the other thing I like as well. It's inside right now because I don't have a lot of mobile scanning to do. I can still connect that one to my computer just using my home Wi-Fi. And that one's a pain in the ass to find as well. So they're not easy to find, but once you find it and get it set up, chef's kiss. Um, I rarely have an issue with it. Rarely. Yep. At least to say that it has internal Wi-Fi. That's what I love about that. Oh, it jumped on me. What other questions we got? This is for receipts that may work with other documents. Um, oh, the Epson RR 600. I missed that one. Let's see. Let's look real quick. Oh yeah, if that's the rapid receipt one. Oh yeah, that's what RR means. Yes, I have seen. Um, actually, I think this is the one that the clerks authority use. If you guys ever watched them scan documents, I think that's the one that they have, and it's 279 right now on the Epson website. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Well, look, definitely, if y'all are going to be investing in things like this, if you can wait for a holiday, and I'm not talking about like Black Friday because of course there's always good deals, but like if you're gonna buy it from Best Buy, look at wait for like President's Day, wait for Mother's Day. That's coming up. They always have a sale on something, just because it's a marketing tactic that I mean the sale price is the regular normal price. They just whenever they're not having a sale, they just hike the price up. And so when they have a sale, they bring it back down to normal price. So there's always a sale no matter what holiday it is. Even St. Patrick's Day, I've seen sales. No, none of us Irish. Let's see. Yep. Cool. What else am I missing? Good. You'll research it tomorrow. What appointment you have that you have to see an attorney on tomorrow? What documents you have to notarize? Exactly, Miss Angelica. For my business, I've been heavily marketing and I shifted. You will learn a lot. I'm talking about my business. Today was just not a heavy. I'm talking about my business. Right? I shifted my business to working specifically with family law attorneys, and you got to market for them. You got to market. You have to. Specifically, I do a lot of estate plan notarizations, and I have two different modes of doing it. Right. So I have the one mode of I show up to the attorney's office, they print everything. I do nothing. I mean, I do stuff. I show up to their office, their client shows up. I just sit there. The attorney talks to their client. They talk back and forth. They make corrections if they need to. The client signs everything. They sign it, pass it to the witness. The witness passes it to me. I notarize and I flip it over. And we just keep on doing that until I have a stack of paper. When we're done, the attorney or the attorney's assistant will scan using their scanner all the documents so they have it electronically. They will put it in a binder and their client walks out with the documents. And the attorney, with that situation, I prefer them to book me um, I, I prefer half days, so that hasn't been happening lately. And so they'll book me and they'll pay me per appointment, right? So I'll just be in their office for a couple hours and they just pay me per appointment. That's one way to do. Um, I do get paid less for that. I'm not gonna lie. I do get paid less, but it's volume, right? Or the other way, the attorney will email me or the client will email me all their documents. I will print it for them. Um, I printed out a 3 hole punch paper. I can't reach it right now, but I went and brought a whole case of it. I printed a 3 hole punch paper because these documents are going into a binder anyway, right? They're going to be loose documents. I will print it for them. But in that case, you need a printer, right? I will print it for them. I will show up to the signer's house, their home, and I will literally sit the documents out in front of them. And very similar to loan signing. Like if you can mistake where you can do loan signing, if you're aware of that, I will flip to the documents. They have the right to pick them all up. They can read them, but all I do is say, hey, this is your living will. You've already discussed this with your attorney. We're just going to flip to the signature pages. If you want to, you can look through them to make sure nothing's changed. A lot of times they're like, well, we have the electronic copy. They don't want to see it. And so that's what I do. I'm like, cool. Here's your advanced healthcare directive. Me, because of had so much fraud going on with stuff like that, when it comes to advanced healthcare directive, any type of power of attorney, I personally will say, hey, here's your advanced healthcare directive. You have Judy Smith and Brian Smith listed as your attorneys in fact, or like the person's going to be making your decisions. Is that what you and your attorney discussed? They say, yes, perfect. We turn to the signature page, right? Because sometimes people can have a change of heart. And once you sign those documents, those people, those individuals can act as if they're you and they can start making financial changes, right? They can do stuff. So I make sure that that person is to help fight fraud. That's the only reason I do it. But people a step extra to help fight fraud. Because again, I had the documents. And so I brought it to them. So if they have the documents before I get there, them to forward, right? So yeah, that's what I mean when I have to put up with attorneys. And so let me finish the second part. I will print the document. I will bring them to the client. They will fill it out. They will sign it. I will notarize it. I will scan those documents right back over to the attorney. A lot of the attorneys I work with want me to take the documents with me and then mail them FedEx, UPS them to their office or hand deliver to their office because they will put it in a really nice binder and all that other kind of stuff and they have a last payment that they need to accept before they give the documents back to their clients. So that's what I do. That's the kind of notary I am. And for those in office appointments, because I don't gatekeep, I get paid 75 to because we did talk about raising my price. Do the math. The range because when I start working with them, they're discount rates. Let's say 75 to 125 per appointment. Per appointment. Right? Uh, for the ones that I do, where I have to out shush, and I have to go over to the clients. I have to. I have to go to the client and do all this kind of stuff. Those are I did raise my those are at 150. Right? I'm still not high where I want to be, but every month, every quarter, I do raise my prices. So now those 150, but a lot of times they end around the 215, 30 because of all the stuff they want me to do outside of my time, right? I gotta coordinate the time. I have to print the documents. I print it on nice 3 whole punch paper so the attorney doesn't have to punch all the holes in it, right? That's extra. That's my admin. I gotta drive to them. I gotta sit with them. If they have food, they gotta call the attorney. They gotta work through all that stuff. Remember, I only have to do 5 things. All this outside of my time. Scan the documents. Sounds like loan signing, doesn't it? See, I told you in Georgia, we gotta move different. This is how I move different. Still do the same thing. Y'all know when y'all doing loan signings, you'll do all that work, they'll pay you $75. I'm starting at 150. By the time I print, do all this stuff, mail it back to the attorneys and all the things, weird because they're like, oh, can you bring a witness? I'm like, hey, I got to charge you for that witness, right? I'm not taking longer than normal appointments. That's the crazy part about it. When I'm sitting with the attorneys, I'm like, oh my gosh, they take like hour and a half. If it's me, all I'm doing is collecting signatures. I'm in and out of there in 45 minutes if there's no issues. And that's only because I talk too damn much, as y'all can see, right? I talk a lot. I'm like, oh, let's get out of here. It's been 35 minutes. We got to go. Let's go. If there's no issues, I'm in and out of there. And then I scan it, mail it back to the attorney, or hand deliver. If I have to hand deliver it, that's when we're at that 2:30, right? So anyway, that's how, because I'll never gatekeep my prices. If you've ever had a question about it, they're on my website, ginmobilenotary.com, GINN mobilenotary.com. If it's lower than what I just quoted, it's because I haven't fixed it yet, because I just haven't made it to updating my website. But yeah, that's what I do. And the other part of my notary business is still notarizing documents for the general public. That's where my $45 come from, right? That's where my 50, that's where my 75 comes from because of time and mileage and all that kind of stuff. So the base cost of my business is $45 for me to make a house call. It don't matter if a house call means I gotta leave my house. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're my next door neighbor. It's $45, and I do reserve the right to give it. Any other questions that I missed? Okay, I researched that. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, I've been researching Epson scanners. It's, where you go? Where you go? It has good reviews. Yeah, Angel, the Epson scanner has really good reviews. For me, it was between Epson and Brother. Uh, Brother printers drive me nuts, but their scanners are really good. And so it was a toss up between Epson and Brother. And Epson won out just because of that touch. Epson Smart Panel. Yes, that's the app that y'all need to run the Epson scanner. Correct. Okay, I didn't think we need an attorney to notarize the state documents. So yeah, so Angelica, as long as you're doing your five, as long as you're still within your notary bounds, you can notarize the documents. But again, it comes as an upcharge if the attorney says, "Hey, can you print these and go to my client's house?" That's an upcharge. We don't prepare documents. We don't give them links for documents. We don't tell them where to go and find the documents. We don't do none of that. But if we are needed to notarize documents all day, every day, it just makes it easier because look, this is the thing, and then I'll start wrapping up for real. If we did not print the documents, the attorney would have to print them and then ship them to their clients and all that kind of stuff, right? That's fine. Some attorneys do that. They're like, yeah, the client already has a document. I know this is perfect. But think about this. There are third-party services that attorneys used to utilize. It may sound weird, but we have taken over that role. There would be third-party services where attorneys would securely email them the documents. They would print them out, excuse me, and then they would literally courier these documents from their printer to the signer's home. And then the signer or the attorney would still need to schedule a note. All we did was cut out that middleman. That's how we can charge you. That's all we've done. We just streamlined it for the attorney. And I love to tell my attorneys, like, hey, you know your client, um, you're busy. Just give me their phone number and their email address. Email me those documents, and I will handle the rest. I will let you know when the appointment is set for. First of all, do you have a deadline? Nope. Okay, cool. Cool. I will let you know when the appointment is set for, and the next email after that you'll get from me is saying, hey, these documents, here's a scanned copy, and they're back in the mail on their way to you, and you should receive them tomorrow or the next day, depending on the shipping. And I personally don't like my attorneys to pay for labels. The label is the same. I don't like to pay for a label because I can upcharge them for the label. That's why I prefer to pay for it because they already know if they ship it via FedEx, they already know 2-day air. It's gonna cost them $60. My 2-day air cost me $12. I will charge the attorney $40. They just think, oh shoot, I just saved $20 because this notary's gonna do it when it only costs me $12 to do it. That's why I prefer. I always say, hey, if you want me to handle shipping, I can. And then on my invoice, I charge them $40 for shipping because they already know it is gonna cost them 60. Service right there. I don't think enough notaries talk about this kind of stuff. How do I get my shippings? I know y'all gonna ask, how do I get my shippings to $12 a total? Pirate ship. You have to look at it, read their terms of service, see if it's worth it for you. But it's called pirate ship, like a R, I'm a pirate. Pirate ship, ship.com, 100% free. The only thing it costs you is to print the label. It's $12, 12, $15. If you're trying to get there the next day, it may be $20. Next day air, if y'all ever ship something, it's expensive. It is not cheap. So y'all keep on paying that next day air $150. Y'all want to. I'll pay my 25 and charge the client 50, and they think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Or Betty White. Because y'all know that Betty White folded in sliced bread, or she was. Right? Betty White's the babe. Betty White was born before the invention of sliced bread. Fun fact. Um, yes, it does download documents. I bought it for receipt record documents. Cool, cool. Tusha, let's make sure I'm not missing anything over another platform. Tusha said, good evening. Are your past lives stored in the Notary community? No, they're not. Tusha, I think that's how you say your name. They are stored on YouTube because I stream to multiple platforms. And so all of my lives, maybe except for like two or three because YouTube was wigging it out, they're all over on YouTube. What I said I was going to do, I'm an assistant. I need to make money first. What I said I was going to do is just copy all like the links for the lives and just drop them in the community and like, hey, here's a live from this date. You can just click on the link and it'll take you to YouTube. But you can just go scroll YouTube. All my lives are over there. Good morning. Oh, good evening. Great information. You're very welcome. Liz says, when are you training for apostilles or other things? Oh my gosh. So I keep lying to y'all. Notary buddies, please join the Notary Buddy community and watch the apostille training because this is why it is 100% free. And for y'all who don't know, I just got hired on to be the Georgia advisor for the Notary Academy training program. I've been recommending them as much as I possibly could. I had zero affiliation with them, and the stars aligned, and I am their new Georgia advisor. So please go join the Notary Buddy community because I will be on the contract. And there's certain stuff I can't do anymore, right? Ain't nothing much not gonna change for y'all because I have all my stuff. A lot of it's already created. I just need to get it out. It's already branded to me. And if it's in that community, it's gonna be free. It's gonna be accessible to you. But I do have an apostille training in there 100% free right now. If I start doing training in any other capacity, it's gonna be paid. So please go watch that training. And before I get to apostille with this other company, I will do a live Zoom call with my notary buddies. I need you guys to have gone through that training first because with the call, I want to deep dive right into it. I don't want to do the beginning stages. It's going to take too long. It's very short, it's very demure, it's very digestible, right? So go through it, get your feet, and get all your questions piled up. Then we're going to do a live Zoom call, not a recording. We're going to do a live Zoom call so I can just go through all your questions because on there, what we're going to do is like, okay, what question? You working on one right now? Cool. You got to show us a document. Let me ask you all the questions. Has it been notarized? Let's do all this stuff. Okay, cool. What state is it for? It's for New Mexico. Let's pull up New Mexico's website and let's work through your apostille right then and there. Because I think that'll be far more valuable than, hey, this is what an apostille is. This is how you use it. I already have that for you guys. It's already there. It's free. So, and I can see how many of you guys have watched it. I can see how many, the percentage of how much you've watched. Enough of you guys have not watched it yet for me to justify a Zoom call, right? You haven't. So I need y'all to watch it so we can schedule a Zoom call. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just gonna put it in. I'm gonna replace it with my Monday or Thursday night, so it's not gonna be crazy. So instead of me doing a live, I'm gonna do on the streaming platform. I'm just gonna replace that live with a Zoom call purely about apostilles, and I will answer your deeper questions on it. Like, why are you not doing it? What's wrong? Are you not marketing? What does your marketing look like? I say it with love, oh, your marketing is crap. I know that because my marketing was crap, right? Because I know I'm working on this. Don't know I'm trying to average. Nope, redo that. Undo, Control Z. Um, I am working on, not trying. I am working on averaging 20 apostilles a month. I gave myself 60 days to get there. That means I had to rehaul my market, and I'm behind. So I need to get it done. I keep forgetting to count, but I can tell y'all this. This month, I processed more apostilles than I did the second half of last year, this month alone, because your boy's not playing. I need to make more money in my business, and apostilles is my fastest way to do it, right? Um, so that's why. So watch that apostille training. I put together almost everything I know in there for you guys. And then we'll do a live Zoom call, and then we'll go deep. We'll dive as deep as you'll want to. If you want to be on for an hour, fantastic. If you want to be on for 5, fantastic. I will plan accordingly. Um, I'm always learning a moment with you. Good. Hey, Miss Karen, I'm glad you're here. Oh, Karen, how's your business doing? Look, I'm supposed to be wrapping up. How's your business doing? How are things like where are you right now in your business? Because we haven't checked in a minute. It wasn't any fault of yours. I've just been traveling. I feel like I've lost touch with some of my people. Miss Tanya says she's super excited. She can't wait to do this. Yes, yes, yes. And Miss Tanya said, yep, she's in. So I got Tanya bought in. Look, she bought in. She's going to go launch the course. Miss Tanya, if you're not in Notary Buddy community, it already that link. You see the pin comment. Click on that. Get in the community. I will let you in and just hop right over to the learning tab, and then you can go ahead and watch the let's see. Sorry, I had to step away. Ms. Tusha, you said that your lives are on YouTube. Yes. Ms. Tusha, the lives, because I stream it on 3 different platforms. And I used to do it on Facebook because Facebook used to, well, I still do it on Facebook. Facebook used to save everything, but Facebook update now, they delete your lives after 30 days. So good thing I was doing it on YouTube at the same time. So yes, all of my lives, all the replays are on YouTube. Same channel, Notary Know How Georgia. They're all on. They're all under the same handle. Silly questions. Are apostles all the same in every state? Miss Karen, let me hop back to your question in a second. I saw something else I want to answer really quickly. Um, oh, Lisa looks like she's saying it similar but not the same. Each state authority has their own caveats and requirements. I am absolutely. I'm assuming you're saying you're enjoying absolutely all of it. I'm about to do my first time. I have been busy with my W-2 job. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Like you're making progress. You're making progress. That's all that matters. Some people are like, "Oh no, I have a job and it's slowing me down." And they start comparing themselves. It don't matter. It does not matter what other people are doing. Um, I can't remember the phrase right now, but it's like comparison is the dang it. I can't remember the phrase, but it's a really good quote. Comparison is like the thief of all joy, or something like that, right? So I know you ain't comparing yourself to nobody, but I'm just saying I love that you're about to get your first signing. That's all that matters to me. And once you do it, let me know how it happened. Let me know how it turned out. As you can see, I love celebrating with everybody. I can't stop smiling. But yeah, look, I ain't gonna never tell nobody to quit their W-2 job because business ownership is hard. Look, if you not willing to go on a ramen and a beans and rice diet, then don't quit that W-2. And this is for everybody out there. You quit that W-2 when your donor business is making you 3 times the amount of your W-2. That's my rule of thumb. Shoot, I never even. I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at them W-2s left, and I'm like, let me see. What contract can I take real quick to fill in that because I spend too much money during the summer. I know that. So I need to make more money during the summer. So I think we're good. So to answer your question, Ms. Karen, Lisa did touch on it, but to wrap this up in a nice little bow, yes, like Lisa said, every state, the apostles are simple. The process of an apostille is simple. I dare say it's the exact same. But again, you just need to learn every state's caveats. When I say you need to learn it, it's not to memorize it. And the only state that I would memorize is the state that you live in. That's the only one I would memorize. But all the other states, you can literally just go to their website and look up the information. As long as you have access to the internet, you're golden. If you can't find it on the website, pick up that phone and call them. Because I was on hold with, who was it? Texas. Texas, y'all got the worst. Y'all do not answer the phone out there. I was on hold forever to get a question answered for a Texas apostille that I was getting ready to work on. Y'all should be ashamed of y'all. I thought California was going to be bad. I called them first. I like to call first thing in the morning, by the way. If they open at 9:02, I'm on the phone because you're more likely to get the phone call answered. I like calling the first hour of them being open. That's my tactic. That's my trick. And if I have to call it in the middle of the day, I will, but just expect to be on hold. I call California. When I tell you I was on hold for less than 5 minutes, I was like, oh. And Texas was like, oh, there's only one person in the queue in front of you. 20 minutes later, I was still on hold. I'm like, oh, hang this phone up. This is y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. California, you did good. And the reason I called, the information was online, but I had a very specific question to ask. I asked the question, and they're like, yeah, we're good. I'm like, perfect. Those documents will be in the mail. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see. Texas is bad. Laugh out loud. Yep, they do. They do not answer the phone. It's like y'all like to talk. That's probably what it was. I was like, there's one person in front of me. How many questions they got? I was waiting on hold for 20 whole minutes. Um, yeah, Texas, y'all should be ashamed of y'all. I know Miss Melissa. Melissa's waiting on the in-person meetup for us here in Georgia. I've been slacking. I've been slacking. I've been stressing. Some days I've been crying. So I like just literally doing the meetup was a little bit overwhelming for me. Um, but for real, let's just do it. Like I said, I'm not gonna cater. I'm not gonna do all that this time around. We just gonna go to Bahama Breeze. I know I keep on saying it, Lisa. I like Bahama Breeze. I like Bahama Breeze. So we just gonna go to Bahama Breeze and we gonna sit in their little catering, their large party area. So please show up, y'all. And um, I do need to order something because I want to send you guys away with something. So I do need to order something, which means I gotta get my money right. I mean, y'all know my marketing is only. I tell y'all this: I spend on my marketing, if it's weekly or if it's monthly, the cost of one notarization. So I've been trying to find something to send with my notary buddies, like as a gift bag, that costs me $40. The cost of one notarization, because that's what my budget dictates. I can spend. Because in the past I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on. I just can't at the moment. But yes, Melissa, I will work on it. Tanya says I'll be in Gainesville May 2nd and 3rd. Tanya, where are you located? Are you in Gainesville because you're traveling to Georgia? Because on the Facebook group, I opened it up for everybody. Because before the Facebook group was only for Georgia notaries, but I was requested highly to open the Facebook group up to everybody. So Tanya, where are you? But with that being said, Tusha, it'll be the is it Buford, Duluth, whatever one is that location. They're closing them down, so they're not as many as they used to be. So it's the Buford, Duluth one. It's the only one in Gwinnett County, I believe. So it'll be that. Miss Patricia, how's it going? It's been a minute. Miss Patricia said I've been slacking and had some medical tests to get through. Glad I have a clean bill of health. Look, that's all that matters. You're healthy. You're back. That's all that matters. I'm happy that you're back. Yes, yes, yes. Cool, cool, cool. Gainesville visiting my daughter, but I'm in Newman area. Okay, got it. Cool, cool, cool. What am I did not even set the date. What am I doing? Hold on, let's look at my notary. Give me a minute. Um, let's open the right. I have too many pages. the Northern community. So, oh, before we end, I know I'm talking too much here. I will give you an update on my business. I'm doing, and, let me look at my calendar, and then we're gonna do the normal wind down. Oh, that's right. You said second through fourth Saturday. That's my other half's birthday. Um, we'll do something on a different day. Georgia, do y'all like to do stuff on Sundays, or is Sundays too difficult? Because again, I moved here from Utah. Utah shuts down on Sundays. There's no Sunday events. Like they don't even look at me on Sundays. Don't look out your door across the street at me on Sundays. Right? These Sundays are reserved for church and nothing else. Um, do we do stuff on Sundays? Because it'll be a Saturday or a Sunday, and the only reason is because we a lot of notaries run their business. I'm not about taking business from y'all. You know the last event I set up a room at our office. I was like, if somebody calls you and they're in this area and this is your normal service area, there's a room that's set up that has a table and a couple chairs. We'll handle your business, right? Um, last year did I? No, I didn't do a notarization. The two before, I literally did an appointment at the event. I literally notarized documents at the. So we'll talk about it. I'll put a poll in the group. We'll do it. It'll be the third, May 3rd or May 4th, because I've been dragging my feet, and I am still in town. I'm not traveling, and my appointment, my calendar is not booked in advance yet. So let's just do it. I just need to make sure that I can order you guys party gifts by then, because I don't want to mail y'all. So I need to make sure I can order it and it will arrive. So I would need to order it this for Monday. Oh shoot, that's like next week. That's next week. Why does life go so quickly? I usually have to order it this week or Monday at the very latest. But I know what I want to get them because my homegirl, it takes 2 days to get it. So I can have it by Wednesday or Thursday, already at the very latest. So I need to work on it. So that's it, you guys. I'm binge watching on Sundays. Um, not May 5th. Oh, Cinco de Mayo. Okay, then it's then. It is set for the 3rd. On the Cinco de Mayo weekend too, huh? So we may have a party. Okay, babe, I'm doing a notary meetup on your birthday. Is that okay? He's a notary as well, so you can come. You're invited. He said he yes, he's fine. We're fine. He's good. So there we go. It's set. Um, don't blink. Don't blink. Um, so yeah, so May 3rd, it is. May 3rd. I need to get on the top of it. I will call them. I will make sure they can facilitate our party. I'm gonna just say 10 to 15 people will show up because that's what I've been averaging every year. But I've been pushing it to be small on purpose. But now since we're gonna do it at a place that can cater to people, a large group. If y'all want to show up, please show up. If you've never been there, it costs about 20, 25 bucks per person. Their food's really good, and they have drinks, um, all sorts of like non-alcoholic drinks, of course. But they have really tasty drinks. So yeah, so expect to spend about 20, 25 bucks. Because I think for the both of us, we spend like 40, 50 with the tips. 20, 20 bucks per person. That's cheaper than a ticket that you'd have to, like if I was selling tickets, that's cheaper than the cost of a ticket for catering and all that kind of stuff. Cool. It's set. Let me put it on my calendar right now because I'm gonna click off this and forget. Notary meetup, and we are going to go to add location Bahama. So I need to start marketing this like crazy because normally I give myself a lot more time to market stuff. It's in Duluth. So it's on Breckenridge. It's 3590 Breckenridge Boulevard in Duluth. So, Miss Tanya, if you are available, um, you're more than welcome to come. I need to change the color because this is a different type of meeting. My calendar is color coded. I need to make this a tangerine. Oh, I need to put time on here. Oh, we need to talk about time, huh? Time, TBA, TBD. Um, um, Normally, my events like that are at 11 in the morning. I know it's right in the middle of the day, but it's like 11 to 1. So somewhere in there, 11 to 1. I just need to check to see what time they open. So it might be like 12 to 2, right? I need to make sure that they open and the staff is there. So somewhere between 11 and 1 or 12 to 2. And because it's going to be a free form, you can come and leave at whatever time you please. It won't be a strict, we got to stick to this schedule because we have trainers and all that coming in. It's just going to be me because it's next week. If I would have done this in advance, I would have like traveled, I would have had some trainers come in. But my notary buddies that are coming in, please let me know. Have, I will work on tomorrow. I will work on a registration landing page. And if you're coming in, please let me know what you specialize in your business because we may do free form and I may have you talk for like 10, 15 minutes about your specific business and what you do. I don't do wedding officiating. If we have somebody that does wedding officiating and they're good at it, Juju, where you at? Juju comes every year. I may have her talk about wedding officiating, right? If y'all want me to talk about apostles, I will. Um, if y'all want people to talk about work, life, well, let's not work life balance. Work, business balance, Lisa is the one to talk about that. She has a flex schedule. She runs a successful notary business, right? She is the one to talk about that, not me. I have not worked a full time job and ran my business for about a decade. I'm not the one to talk to you about that. I'm not the one. So yeah, so my notary buddies that are coming, let me know, just so you can get more experience, not just for me, because this is not the Ladero show. It is not the Ladero. Okay, scheduled. Awesome. Thank you guys for making me get that done. It's been dragging. What else? Miss Tanya, I will see you there. I love that you're going to bring something. I appreciate it. Um, Let me get back to the notary buddy community. Refresh. I will let you guys. And as I'm doing that, I will bring updates on my business. Um, 0 requests. Awesome. I do know that I let like 6 of you guys in earlier. So the Notary Buddy community, we're close to 500. We're close to 500 members. But inside the Notary Buddy community, I can't get excited in my throat. Georgia notaries. We have 190 Georgia notaries in that group. 100. Those are the ones that I've caught. I probably missed a few of y'all. I apologize. There's 190 Georgia notaries in the Notary Buddy community. So there's a lot, and that's out of 465 members. 464. I don't count. 464. So there's 190 Georgia notaries. So that's awesome. What else? What else? What else? I said I was going to give you guys an update about my business. One other thing. Let me see what other questions we got real quick. Um, Lisa, thank you. Somebody please tell me with the meetup. Oh, sorry, let's talk about that. Thank you, Lisa, for always having my back. The notary meetup for us here in Georgia is going to be May 5th, which is it's going to be May 3rd, 2025, which is a Saturday. I'm gonna nail down the exact time. It's gonna be either 11 to 1 or 12 to 2. So that's gonna be the time frame. It is come as you are. The food. Obviously, if we're going to be doing something, they're going to expect us to buy something. Um, think about, I mean, put in your mind that you're going to spend about $20 to $25 for your food, right? Again, that's cheaper than me doing catering and having people. We're gonna have a good time. We ain't gotta clean up afterwards. We just get up, waste the rest of the amazing. We will be very light notary training. This is gonna be like the second one we did because we alternate. We have like every other year we do heavy training. We do just like meet and greet type stuff. Heavy training, meet and greet type stuff. And by the way, I have to say this. Um, now that I'm officially the Georgia Academy, Notary Academy Georgia advisor, we will have more meetups because I'm required to do that. So we will have more meetups where there'll be a lot of deeper things. I think we have to do one a quarter or something like that. So y'all will see me. So yeah, but this one is going to be Notary Buddy sponsored. Notary Know How sponsored. Cool, cool, cool. Real quick, last update that we done. Last update that we done because I ain't have to let nobody in. But we got to talk about wins. For my business, what have I been working on? I have been slacking because I've been traveling. If you guys are in the notary community, I share with you guys a Google Drive, a Google Doc. It's view only. This is my business. I mean, it's not like all the aspects and facets of my business, but if y'all want to know what I'm doing, some days I do nothing, and I'm trying to stop doing that. But if y'all really want to know what Ladero is doing in his business, what is he working on today, I shared a Google document with you guys. I don't know how long it's going to be live, but I shared a document with you, and it is literally the last thing I did do work. I've done something since this. I just haven't documented. The last thing on here is day 11, April 17th, 2025. Here's all the stuff that I did. Here's all my marketing. This is what I'm planning on to do for marketing. This is the things that I'm going to be saying in my marketing. This is how I'm going to go after new attorneys. Oh, I think that I should start recording videos and start like running ads, but that's coming later because I got to spend money on that. But here's a video ad that I'm going to be recording. Here's a script. I shouldn't be sharing my script with y'all, but I am. But like literally, y'all want to know how I'm doing this in my business? I tell you, I don't need. I don't know how long this is going to be available. Let me say this: it will be available until I hit 100 days. Because this is my 100 activities over 100 working days. So once I hit my 100 days, day 101, this document may disappear, right? And I'm not going to make it disappear so I can sell it to y'all. It's just because I probably need to start again on a different. Maybe I'll do a lot shorter one. I'll just do like 8. Oh, that's not bad. That's only 10 days. Maybe I'll do 30 days. And share it every 30 days with you, and then pull the previous 30 days down, right? Because I want y'all to see that I am true to this, not new to this, right? And everything I try may not make me money, but I want to be honest with you guys because there's too many people selling y'all shit and they're lying to you. They don't even do half the stuff that they're selling. And all they did was go to ChatGPT or somebody else trained on it and just repackaged it. So anyway, before I get all nasty, that's all I want to tell y'all. So that's the kind of stuff I'm working on. And I share with you guys so you can see that I'm being true. If I don't do anything for 3 days, then there's no update for 3 days. And y'all can be like, oh, he slacked for 3 days, right? And I'm like, I slacked for 3 days. But I've been traveling. I came back. I got sick. Um, that cold kicked my butt Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I'm on the mend. I am good. I just have a raspy voice at this point. But yeah, I'm back working tomorrow full force. I took today easy, but I worked on a lot of stuff today. I just didn't put it on the list. It was more of a deep thought. I was like, do I really want to keep doing this aspect of my business? Do I really want to keep doing it? And when I have those days, I start cutting stuff. I'm like, you know what? These $25 things are not worth it for me. So therefore, I don't offer these $25 services in my business anymore. So they're gone. And so I will put all of that on the sheet tomorrow after I work through my thoughts. Anyway, that's it. Notary buddies, as always, some wins. Let's just save. Oh, wait, I was going to save them for tomorrow, but y'all got wins. Real quick, please. I'm not going to change the music because it's going to take me a little bit too long. Miss Tamika said, first time for everything. She just got her first gel signing. So that was 12 hours ago. So that could have been this morning. So that's going to be tomorrow. So, Miss Tamika, if you're listening, let us know how that goes. I've done one. So she just got her first gel notarization. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love that you guys are sharing. Like, congratulations. I love that the notary buddies are like, congratulations, keep it going. I love you guys for that. Miss Angel, yeah, what do you got? Big win. She got apostilles done. She's like, thanks everyone for their help and support. Absolutely. Let's see how many of you got in this photo. Oh, for Louisiana, I love it. She got four of them. I love that, Angel. I don't know if you're still here, but congratulations, sis. I love that you got four apostles done. Let's do a little dance for you. Um, and Lisa said, oh, she's congratulating me on my official announcement. So if you guys didn't see it, I didn't post it in the Notary Buddy community yet, but it is over on my personal Facebook page and it's posted on TikTok. But yes, I posted in the Notary Buddy community group. I've been saying many times already. I officially became Georgia's notary advisor for the Notary Academy, and so there's really cool, exciting things coming. Um, that is all paid, but it's affordable. It's a monthly subscription. I will talk about that more in the future. Right? Uh, it's very affordable. It costs, if you charge what I charge, it costs less than one notary appointment for the month. It's really expensive. Really expensive. So I'll be doing a lot of notary training over there. So y'all, Georgia notaries that ask me, like, hey, can you be my mentor? Can you train me? Can you teach me how to be a notary? Now I just never wanted to build out that platform for myself. But somebody's already done it. They like what I do, and they asked me to be a part of it. So I'm super excited about that. And with that being said, I'm gonna go because I need a voice for tomorrow. So I love y'all. I know everybody's as always, be safe out there. Um, please be safe and be careful out there. Always be kind because you gotta be. That's the business we're in. Always remember that you got this because I believe in you. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I'm almost gone. It's almost gone. Um, Facebook, you're over here. I don't know how the Facebook camera. Y'all just keep on. Just do what y'all want to do. I don't know how this thing just keeps spinning. I will talk to y'all later. Facebook. And then you, oh, not edit, illustrate.